Welcome to the Realignment podcast. I'm your host, Sophia, an online fitness coach, mindset motivator, and someone who has been through the struggle of starting over and learned how to build discipline when motivation disappeared. This podcast is about more than workouts and meal plans. This is about the inner work, the mindset, the shifts, the moments you felt like you wanted to give up, but something in you kept you going. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about motivation and what to do when it disappears. We'll talk about facing solitude, those seasons where it feels like no one gets you, and how that's actually where your biggest growth happens. Because if you want to level up, you have to learn how to show up when no one is watching. Let's be real, growth is lonely. When you're evolving mentally, physically, spiritually, it's not always going to be easy. You're going to lose people. You're going to outgrow friendships. Some people won't clap for you, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're shifting. See, the process of becoming your highest self requires you to walk alone for a while. It's not a punishment. It's preparation. When you're in that place, when it feels quiet, when it feels like the world isn't validating you, that is when you will meet the strongest version of yourself. The universe, God, whatever you believe in, pulls you away from things not to break you down, but to clear space for what is next. And if you're holding on to who you used to be, how can you expect to become the person you're meant to be? Nobody sees the work you're putting in behind closed doors. Okay? Nobody sees the late nights you're staying up, planning your next move. Nobody sees the early alarms, the silent workouts, the reps you do when no one's there to hype you up. All of the extra hours you're putting in, nobody sees that other than yourself. But here's the truth. That is the real work, and that's where you're built. That is where confidence is created. I've had so many moments where I've wanted to give up. I've had days where I didn't even want to show up. Not because I was weak, but because I was exhausted mentally and physically. But I showed up anyway. Not because I felt like it, but because I made a commitment to myself. I knew I had to show up regardless because the person I want to become would get it done anyway. You need to have discipline. You have to get things done even when you don't feel like it, because that is where you will grow. Forget about motivation for a minute. When you have discipline, you will show up regardless. Even if it's 10% one day and 20% another day, that is still a win that should be celebrated, and that is still progress. And making these conscious decisions to show up for yourself, even if it's 5 minutes a day, will pay off. That version of you that you're becoming, they're forged in those moments, not the ones where it's easy, the ones where it is hard. Motivation is temporary, it comes and goes. But discipline, that is what keeps you moving. When your feelings tell you to quit, when your body doesn't want you to show up, but you show up anyway. Your mind is always going to give up before your body does. You have to forget about your feelings and block everything out and get on with it and keep reminding yourself, where do you want to be? You are the only person who will get you to where you want to be. Let me say this clearly. Your goals do not care about how you feel today. Your future doesn't wait for your mood to improve. Your results aren't going to happen on their own. Success, it's not built on feelings. It's built on follow through. You have to ask yourself, does the version of you that you want to become procrastinate? Does that version of you say, I don't feel like it today, and take a step back and it's just going to sit there? No, they show up, they get it done, they don't negotiate with their excuses. So stop waiting for the motivation to strike and act like the person you are trying to become. Time will never wait for you. If you keep stopping and putting everything on hold and saying, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, you're never going to get it done. Every time you are telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll get it done another day, you are literally stunting your own growth. You are delaying the journey that's going to get you to where you want to be. Discipline is freedom. It's self-respect. It's the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Showing up when you don't feel like it is an act of service to yourself, and it should be celebrated. If you have discipline, you can quite literally do anything. If you are able to switch off your thoughts and get it done and get the extra rep done in the gym, Get the extra steps in, stick to your diet plan. You will be capable of anything because you have created that mental barrier and that resistance, and that is where you will see the growth, and that is how you will get to where you want to be. So, you know that moment where it feels like everything's falling apart? The job that didn't work out, the relationship ended, the business isn't growing, the body isn't changing fast enough. That's the breaking point, and that is where most people want to quit. That is where most people will in fact give up, because they haven't seen any changes and they tell themselves, it's too hard, I can't do it anymore. But that is exactly where things start to shift. You're not being punished, you're being redirected. God, the universe, whatever higher energy you believe in is making room for your next chapter, but it can't give you that new life whilst you're still clinging onto your old one. And yeah, it hurts. Letting go is painful, but you can't hold on to old habits, old stories, and expect a new reality to appear. It just doesn't work like that. You have to destroy your old self, let go of what no longer serves you, and rebuild from the inside out. And when you feel like you're losing everything, you're probably just losing what was no longer aligned for you. If it was meant for you, it would find you and it would happen to you. And if you feel like you're losing everything in your life and it's hurting, and of course, yeah, it's going to be sad, but you need to change your mindset and start viewing it as, okay, I'm having new doors open for me. If all of these things are being removed from my life, that means even better things are going to come into my life, and I'm going to be on this new journey, and you're going to start living the life that you've always dreamed of. And here is the truth that most people avoid. The power you are looking for is in the work you keep avoiding. Now, that is one of my most favourite quotes. It is one of the most realist quotes. That workout you keep putting off, that is where the confidence lives. That uncomfortable conversation, that's where your freedom is. That routine that you say you'll start Monday, that's the structure your higher self needs. If you keep dodging the hard things, you're dodging the breakthrough. Growth isn't in perfect conditions, it's in the resistance. And the moment you stop negotiating with your excuses and you just get on with it, you will realign with your purpose. Start showing up like your goals are non-negotiable, because they are. You're the only person who can put this work in order to achieve your goals. No one else can do it for you. If you're in a low time right now, and if you feel alone, you're doubting yourself, if everything feels heavy, keep going. Okay, this is the moment that defines you. Let go of who you used to be and step into the version you keep visualizing. Not tomorrow, now. You don't need more motivation. You need more belief. You need more action. You need more of you showing up for you. So here's what I want you to remember. Growth is supposed to be uncomfortable. Solitude is where you'll meet the strongest version of you. The power is in the work you are avoiding. Discipline is what gets you there, not motivation. You're not alone, you're being prepared. Keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when it's quiet, especially when it's quiet. The world might not see it, but at least you are showing up for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the very first episode of the Realignment podcast. If this message has helped you, please share it with someone who needs it. Post it on your story. Tag me at SophClareFit on all socials. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a realignment moment. Until next time, stay focused, stay committed, and keep showing up for the version of you you're becoming. You've got this.